trying to troubleshoot this refrigerator, the symptom is that it's running but it's not cooling at all. There's no cooling whatsoever. So first what we're going to do is check the thermostat. And to check the thermostat if it's working, it's really easy. All you have to do is turn your refrigerator, the thermostat all the way on cool, the coolest point setting. And when you turn it to the coolest point setting, you're going to go to the back of the refrigerator and remove the panel. Once you remove the panel, you will plug your refrigerator in. I use a switch. Once you plug it in, you'll see the fan spinning. If that fan is spinning, means your thermostat is working, because the thermostat controls the fan and the compressor. So let's go do that now. To get to the back of the refrigerator, you would want to make sure your refrigerator is unplugged, because you're dealing with 120 volts. So unplug your refrigerator, and then you would want to remove that cardboard panel. It's held in by a few screws. So we'll go ahead and remove that cardboard panel. Some of my screws are already out. Some of them are a combination of flathead and a fillet. Flathead and a hex. Now what you see here is your compressor. Make sure your refrigerator is unplugged before you stick your hand in anywhere. If you see your compressor, this is your condenser fan, your compressor right here, and your compressor relay. That little bad boy could be a problem. It's not that expensive and it's easy to troubleshoot. This one here, the compressor kicked in. You don't hear that compressor kick in, then you know something is wrong with the compressor and it's not a thermostat problem. Bypass your thermostat to make sure that the thermostat is defective or it's good. So what you need to do is remove this panel in here to get to the thermostat, and you're going to use a jumper wire. What you have to do, every refrigerator is different, so kind of figure out where your screws are, pop your knobs out. In this one I've already removed the plate. There's some screws in the bottom that I've already removed. You check for your screws and remove them. This cover needs to pop out, so I've pre-popped it out, and I had two screws, one screw in here and one screw in here. So what I did, remove the two screw to get to the thermostat. You would probably want to go to your online somewhere and research the model of your refrigerator, make and model, to see how to disassemble it, because you don't want to start pulling apart screws and take apart the wrong screw. There's usually a data plate on inside the refrigerator, and it will have the model serial number and the brand. So this particular one is a Kenmore Cold Spot, and it has a model in there. I don't know if I can zoom in and get that model number, and there you can see the model number. All the digits count, so even the 106.9552882, all that digit counts, so you want to record all that digit. When you're disassembling the control panel, use caution not to pull on parts, and make sure you're pulling apart the screws that's holding the panel together. In this case, there's 4 screws. You have one back here, and 2 in the front. All the other screws that you see here, that's controlling your defrost timer. That's your defrost timer right there. And the other one is holding down your thermostat bracket. So your defrost timer is held in by 2 screws and your thermostat bracket. Once I got to the thermostat, I simply unplugged it from the thermostat itself, and I used a wire that I fabricated. I taped it up. Once I taped it up, just to make sure it's not touching anywhere, because you're playing with live 120. When you turn this when you plug the refrigerator back in, I taped it up. Plug the refrigerator in. If it kicks on, your thermostat is bad. Now, to replace your thermostat, you would have to remove these 2 screws right here. 1, 2. This is your thermostat line, your actual thermostat itself, going to the back of the refrigerator. You'll trace it all the way to the back, remove any molding, any covering. Once it's removed, you'll probably have to access the freezer and remove something in there that's holding the thermostat in place. Once it's removed, all you need to do is get your new thermostat and connect it. It's just simply 2 wires, 1, 2, and the ground. So once you get that done, you can. So let's put this bad boy back together, and we're ready to rock and roll. Go ahead and reassemble back your refrigerator, and just kind of slide everything back in place. And once it's in place, connect all your screws. What some people do is they'll mark their screw. That way they get the right screw into the right hole, so there's no issues. Some people will take a photo. That way, if you take a photo, you have an actual picture of it instead of trying to draw something. And you're able to connect or reassemble back your refrigerator. Okay, we're going to put the plate in. If you look in the back of your plate, you can see there's some notches and grooves. So all it do is just pop it right in place, and it should just snap right in. The same way you take it off, the same way it should go in. This particular one, you have to slit the bottom in first. There you go. Into the channel, and then pop the top in. And it just clips right in. And when you put back your thermostat switch control, some of them are different. Notice a notch on the top and the bottom. One is bigger, one is smaller. Look at your thermostat control. One is bigger, one is smaller. So you put it in the right way. If it's difficult to go in, something is wrong. It should never be difficult. Nothing should be difficult unless it's all corroded. My air balancer and my thermostat.